Wicked Witches! Today's video is sharing with you, first of all, this amazing studio, but also I am going on a pilgrimage in September, and I'm going to be telling you all about it. And I've done a reading where I've asked the universe and the goddess for advice on what is at the centre of this pilgrimage, what is the quest ion that I'm going on. So thanks for being here so I can share this with you. So this is my new altar room, little studio space that I've created because I share this house with my husband, and it was all kind of taking over a little bit, and so we have a spare room. So now if you come to stay at my place anytime, then you're going to be getting to stay in this crazy old place, which is quite exciting. So yeah, do come and visit if you want to. So I've basically created this little studio space, and it means that I can film in here and I won't be taking over the bedroom or the living room. So that's nice. So it's nice that we were able to do this. Check out the outfits. This is LOM Fashion. She's the one who's made, lovely Louise, who's made my costumes and the headdresses and stuff for the Luna Coven. And yeah, I'm just absolutely loving this outfit. I've got a rainbow bottom. Whoop whoop. Oh yeah, everything about that's awesome. So I just did a ceremony online on Twitch. So what I'm doing is I'm starting to look at how to use the online world and the internet world as a stage, seen as the physical stages are gone. I have this online stage that I can access at any time, which is really exciting. So I just did a live Twitch ceremony, and I went into ceremony to find out what like my question. So basically, it's exciting news. In September, I'm going to be walking the St Mary's and St Michael's ley line, which starts at Land's End in Penzance and finishes in Norfolk. So it literally is the width of the UK. I am doing this because it's like kind of my next body of work. It came about because me and my enemy, who I love, my really dear friend, she's my enemy because, right, anyway, so me and my enemy were going to go on this walk, and she's someone who I worked with many years as a fool in my fooling theatre company, and we had a massive bust up 10 years ago, which kind of the whole company just went and blew apart because of some shit that went on between me and her. And for a long time I banished her from my life, and she was like, she's my enemy, I don't like her, bleh, keep away from me. And then she ended up, like, first of all, the fact that I stopped being with a company. I've been with a company for 7 years, and it was time for me to move on, but I never would have done if I hadn't been sort of forced to. And then that led to me having an amazing theatre career. And now we've come full circle, and I'm back working with the Fools again, and I'm back connected to this friend of mine again. And, you know, she led me to, so she asked me to do a slot, a 20-minute slot in the thing, like 4 or 5 years ago, which led to me making Hip, which was my one-woman show that was about my guardian angel, Anne Clark, whose house I squatted in 2002, and all her stuff was still in there. And I went on this whole adventure finding her family and friends and finding out what happened to her and why her stuff got left behind. And then that led me to doing a walking tour where I took people around Brighton and showing people where the hippies and the punks and the beatniks used to hang out. And then that led me to meeting Lucy, who I now run the Museum of Ordinary People with, which is a museum that celebrates the ripples that ordinary people leave behind, finding the magic in the mundane. And that all came about because of my enemy. So she's not my enemy. I love her to death. She's one of my lovely, like, spiritual closest friends. You know, we get each other. And what my journey with her has been is that I've realised that your enemy is, and I did a whole video about this before, that your enemies are, like, we have masks that we carry around and we put on people. There's the mask of who you fancy, and there's a mask of, like, who you admire, and then there's the mask of your teacher, and there's the parents, blah blah blah. You have them, and they're masks, and they're not the same as the people. You know, the mother mask your mother is a whole other bunch of things to other people. You know, she's like the lover to some people. She's the, you know, she inhabits all these other roles aside from the mother mask that you give her. And so does my enemy have loads of other things going on other than just this like enemy mask. And so we kind of just put these projections onto people, and it's really important for you to take responsibility for it and to take that all back to yourself. And also to look at how we are all one, and that we, you know, we're all in the same infinity. Now, I've done a whole video on this, so go back and have a look at it. I think it's called Love Thine Enemy. But that sparked me wanting to walk this pilgrimage, and I was meant to be doing it with my enemy, but her archetype is the goddess of discord, and in accordance to that, she went and booked something slap bang in the middle of the time when we were meant to be doing it. Now the thing is, if I change my plans, like I can't, like it's not easy to find the time, and it's going to take 7 weeks, so it's not easy to find 7 weeks where you can do it. And next year it's going to just get busy again with you know, the world changing and stuff. I'm going to have to be on it, doing stuff next year. So there isn't any time I can do it other than the time that we'd planned, which was this September. And with everything that's going on in the world, it feels like it's the right time to do it. And it's going to be tough. I'm going to miss being at home with my husband. My husband doesn't like me going away, and I really love the fact that he's okay with it. I mean, we're not in some Victorian marriage, but you know, he is okay with it, and I really love the fact that he is. I'd love it if he came with me, but he doesn't like walking, so that's not going to happen. So I'm going to do the walk on my own, and I'm going to be starting in Land's End, and it's going to take me 7 weeks to walk to the Norfolk coast. And the St Michael and St Mary's ley line, they are like DNA and they interweave. And I haven't completely decided on my route yet, but sometimes I'm following one, sometimes I'm following the other, but I'm going to basically interweaving. And there's like, anyone I know who's in any way northern or from the Midlands totally isn't going to agree with this, but there's like a slight north and south kind of feel to it, because you cut across basically the home counties, and then, you know, it's about what my intention is. It's about the divide, you know, between the binary oppositions, the north and south, and the rich and the poor, and the masculine and the feminine, the Leave and the Remainers, and the left wing and the right wing, and it's about how we, you know, we need to find the places where we, I mean, I do this, that betwixt the two. I always welcome in the goddess and the god to my ceremonies, but I also then always welcome in that betwixt the two, because we need to find this common ground, a balance, you know. And this is why, like with the feminine rising, it's like we need to get the cyclical moving with the feminine rising, but then once that's going, we want to like work with the masculine still, so that we then make a spiral. So it's trying to make these things find the third way, you know. It's the third way. My mentor, you know, talks about this. She's like, whenever there's a situation where it's like, it's this or this, it's this or this, and then it's like, well, what's the third way? Because the third way is always actually the way. It's the third way. So trying to find this third way through, and I'm opening myself up to the universe to just see where it leads me. So I did a reading. I asked the question, how can I love my enemy? And it's like, how can I love my enemy? How can I love my enemy? How can I love my enemy? Like, how can I love my enemy? How can I love my enemy? So I've done a reading. So here's the reading, and you can see the centre, which is just perfect. This rune is necessity. So this pilgrimage is necessary. We need it. We need to go on. I need to be doing it, and it's born out of necessity, which feels perfect. Physically, up here we've got the physical world, and that is man, and that represents mankind. So physically, this is for mankind. How can I love my enemy? It's about physically loving mankind, and you know, that can't be more perfect, really. Lagu, which means water. So this is about the inner world. So this means that we're communicating. This is in air, the east. So that's about communicating the inner world with people, sharing the inner world. Makes total sense, you know, because once you go inwards, you see that we all connect. You know, we all connect up at the back. We all share the same inner world, the same infinity. We do in the outer world as well. There's birch, which is new beginnings, and this is down here in the passion and the fire. And so that means about, like I was saying with my friend, you know, she is a forest fire who destroyed things, but it allowed new things to grow. So that makes sense. And then we have abundance here, which is the card here, but also the rune, cattle, that means abundance. And that's in our inner world. So it's about having this, like, you know, abundant love, abundant feelings and wisdom and inner world stuff, like all of the juicy stuff of the inner world. It's just about being abundant, sharing your emotions. And then that's what these cards show as well. So it's like, here we have abundance, the cups, and you know, that's telling us to let our emotions and emotional world overflow. We have the Knight of Cups. He's adventuring forth, questing with this cup of emotions. That's the Cancer sign in there, and Cancer is the star sign of the emotions. So we're being asked to really share our world, inner world, emotional world, and if not, then it brings sorrow. So having this divide and this split and disconnect brings nothing but sorrow. And then I asked the goddess for her message, and it was heart. So it's all about opening the heart chakra, and that means being vulnerable. It's not just love, because that is love, but it's about opening your heart and being vulnerable, sharing that heart space. So I feel that, you know, it's necessary, and it feels like it's necessary, and it's all coming from this heart chakra place. It feels so apt, and it means that I'm thinking now about the heart chakra. I'm going to do some research and be thinking about the heart chakra and how that is, you know, where I'm going to be leading from. So that's very exciting. I'm going to be sharing the route on Facebook, and if anyone lives along the route, I'd really love it if you were willing to put me up. So I'm going to find people to stay with, and then I'm also going to get in touch with churches and scout huts and stuff, and see if there's places I can stay free. And then some places I'm just going to sleep outside in a bivvy-whack, and I'm very excited about that. And then sometimes I'm going to stay in an Airbnb and have like a day off and have a bath and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'll show you the route, and that would be great. So yeah, look forward to it. So how to love thine enemy. You'll hear more about this in the future, but I just wanted to share this with you. And yeah, check out my amazing studio. Love it. So thank you, Wicked Witches. I'll see you again soon.